Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Rupa Krishna Krishna Bhutale Prabhupada Bhakti-yoga Chang Vishadu Pati Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti-vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatyadeeshatarine. It starts where? After here. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanam Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadam Tikam Vandeham Shiguru Shijuta Padakamalam Shiguru Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lata Shri Vishakam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we continue reading from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. This is volume 2. A biography of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this is the collection of the memories from Srila Prabhupada himself and also different disciples who were present during that time when Srila Prabhupada still was with us. The time that he started from India, the struggle and the way, having 2 heart attacks. And now he is on the way to America, the journey to America. So we're going to read this part. And also upon reaching America, we will see how it went. Because when Srila Prabhupada came, he did not use a luxury yacht or ship where you can have a very comfortable place to sleep. Luxury means everything highest end entertainment. It's like nowadays they used to go tour, using a ship, a very luxury yacht. But no, Srila Prabhupada came on a merchant boat or ship, Jaladuta. So we're now, Prabhupada now is reaching the land of promise, land of opportunity, America. Everyone wants to go to America. Who wants to go to America? Jai, we have one. Okay. I give blessings. You go. I'm sure you'll find the big difference of being Vrindavan. Being in Vrindavan in America is like night and day. Prabhupada, he was already in a very the safe, holiest place, and still for fulfilling the instruction of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, even at the age of 70, call it a ripened age. Prabhupada says old age starts at 70 years old. So Narendra Krishna Prabhu is in that category. You also? Yes? How old are you, Prabhu?
78.
Oh, well, you look like 50 years old. Anybody else here beyond 70? Not me. I'm reaching there maybe in, 8 more years. Then I'll be in that category, an old man. 60 years? Yes. Senior citizen. Yeah, it's okay to, many are senior citizens, but to be in old age, what to say, of being 80 years old, it's like we celebrated a birthday today, Mother Narayani, who joined in 1980 in Los Angeles. She's I'm not sure if she still is, but she's taking care of light membership rooms in LA, and also the garland making in ISKCON New Dwarka. Sisi Radha, Sisi Rukmini Dwarkadish. So she's 80 years old, and I wish her to live longer. And all the best. This is Maharaj. I don't want to live longer. Just why not? Well, the body cannot take it anymore. The soul is full of energy, of course, but the body may not be able to function in such a way that what we used to when we were young, we're still young, but some of you have passed that old age program, 70. So Prabhupada, he celebrated his birthday on the way to America. He celebrated his 70th birthday, day after Janmashtami. Nandotsava. Nandotsava means that's like Nanda Maharaj. Also, he celebrated the appearance of Lord Krishna. The next day is like very pomp, big celebration. So Srila Prabhupada, he did not consider, like holding back and just be in a very comfortable situation in Vrindavan. Who would want to travel at the age of 70, crossing the Atlantic Ocean? and expecting. No, he doesn't know anybody. It's only a contact. He met the father of Gopal Agarwal, here in Mathura train station. And it just like casually knowing that this Mr. Agarwal, because he says, I have a son in America, so why don't you ask your son to petition me? And the petition came for Srila Prabhupada to come. And in those days, it's very difficult also to go. What to say now, it's very difficult. If you apply for a tourist, I think it's easy. But to have, like religious visa and so on. So now, after a 35-day journey from Kolkata, the Jaladuta reached Boston's Commonwealth Pier at 5:30 a.m. on September 17, 1965. So every year, September 17th of each year, there is a celebration in Commonwealth Pier, Boston. Commonwealth Pier, the first place that the ship anchored after that long trip of 35 days. How many of you have been to Boston? Oh, yes. Yeah, Boston is famous because this is the place where the Constitution of the United States, is that correct? Yeah? Was written? No?
Philadelphia.
Huh?
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Philadelphia.
Yeah. We have a temple there in the back bay. I used to be traveling Sankirtan from Toronto, so our base in America is Boston. We have a group of traveling Sankirtan devotees in a van, or two vans, collectively. So, we've been to Boston. The ship was to stop briefly in Boston before proceeding to New York City. Among the first things Srila Prabhupada saw in America were the letters A and P painted on a pier front warehouse. The gray waterfront dawn revealed the ships in the harbor, a conglomeration of lobster stands and drab buildings, and rising in the distance, the Boston skyline. Prabhupada had to pass through U.S. Immigration and Customs in Boston. His visa allowed him for him a 3-month stay, and an official stamped it to indicate his expected date of departure. Captain Pandya invited Prabhupada to take a walk to Boston, where the captain intended to do some shopping. They walked across a footbridge into a busy commercial area with old churches, warehouses, office buildings, bars, tawdry bookshops, nightclubs, and restaurants. Prabhupada briefly observed this city, but the most significant thing about his short stay in Boston, aside from the fact that he had now set foot in America, was that at Commonwealth Pier he wrote another Bengali poem entitled Madkiri Bhagavad Dharma, Teaching Krishna Consciousness in America. Some of the verses he wrote on board the ship that day are as follows. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me, but I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, Why would you bring me to this terrible place? So that time is already terrible. Now is super terrible. Incredibly terrible. Especially, Boston. Sometimes we've seen the video whereby homeless people everywhere. They live in tents. It's like called tent city. LA is like that. San Francisco, big city somehow. The richest country in the world, they have homeless. And Prabhupada says, we don't see like this in India, which is considered to be, at that time, third world country. Not anymore. India is a super giant right now. One of the greatest country in the world, especially our leader here, Modi, being praised and glorified by different leaders. So, who would want to live in such a place, a terrible place? We have only one business, that's why we have temples in the city, is to preach. It's like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was asked, why do you have temples in the city? And Prabhupada was asked also, we can live under a tree, but will you come? No. That's why we're in the city, for preaching mainly. Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied. Therefore, they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva Krishna. I do not know how they will be able to understand it. Knowing now, just by seeing the place, first time, Srila Prabhupada stepped into the land of opportunity, land of promise. Prabhupada can understand how people are unhappy, how people are dissatisfied, not content. Even though considered to be the greatest country in the world. It's like Trump, his his motto is make America great again. Is that correct? What happened? It was not great anymore. And then he wanted to revive, and it's not possible. It's not. That is Maya. That is illusion. He's trying to catch the people to vote for him so that, to make America great again. That means before it was great. But what is this? 1965, when Prabhupada arrived in America. Yes? Was it great before, at that time? No. It's not great anymore. But I know that your causeless mercy can make everything possible, because you are the most expert mystic. Prabhupada has so much faith in Lord Krishna because of his being surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, that everything is possible. Krishna, by his causeless mercy, everything can change for good. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? O Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. So now the mood of Srila Prabhupada here is that like begging for the mercy. That is the last stage that I was reading. First, we should be determined, sankalpa. Then we should be fixed. And everything that we do should be with love and devotion. Now, ultimately, still, we have to beg Lord Krishna to attain the main goal, which is love of God. Prabhupada is begging here now for the mercy, for that kripa. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. Ultimately, Krishna is the supreme controller. If he likes, he can change things very easily. But love of God is not demand. We should surrender, but it's like it has to be earned. And we may do the routine, our sadhana, everything that needs to be done, but ultimately it's still up to Krishna for him to bestow us that mercy. The whole world is in rapture of enjoying the senses with the sense objects. We want to enjoy our senses. But why not Krishna change it and just change it in such a way that everyone is automatically a devotee? Because love is not, it cannot be forced. It's not like, hey, you must love me. We have to develop that. We have to earn it. That's the big difference here. We may have so many servants as a very wealthy person, and we can tell, hey, do that, do this, do that, do that. Come here. No, get out. Why are they doing it? Because of money. Because there is something in return. But in love of God, love of Krishna, the servant, the devotee is not expecting anything in return, but hopefully also that he will get from everything that he's doing, all these activities, is that he will attain love of God. So is that desire okay or not? That is the right desire. That is the right desire. And even Prabhupada says, we should be desireless. Right? But we still have a desire to go back home, back to Godhead. So how is that? Having no desire, but have a desire at the same time. Material desires we should not have. Anything for ourselves, for our own benefit, materially. But again, the servant who's serving the master wholeheartedly, sincerely, the master can appreciate that. And that's why sometimes, they'll be given bonus by the end of the year, even if they don't. Of course, they're expecting also the bonus, but our main bonus that we're expecting is love of God. Prema bhakti, or love of Krishna, love of God. Only by your mercy, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of Maya. Prabhupada says, Krishna is very anxious for us to go back home, back to Godhead. For all the living entities, more than we are anxious ourselves to go back home, back to Godhead. More so that we want to stay here. Prabhupada says, if you want to forget Krishna, Krishna will make sure that you'll forget him. How is that? Well, he wants us to go back home, back to Godhead, and at the same time, if we wish not to go back home, back to Godhead and remain here, that is fine also. Krishna will fulfill that desire. That's why he is complete. He can give us a choice not to go or to go, to remain here or be released from the cycle of repeated birth and death. That what makes Krishna God perfect. If it's only one way and no choice, then that's not God. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. He's praying to Lord Krishna to deliver them. But still, it's up to you. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. That is Krishna's desire, and that is the desire also of pure devotee. They have the same anxiety. How to save the conditioned souls from the quagmire of illusion, suffering, repeated birth and death, old age and disease, again and again, birth after birth. But the pure devotee's desire is also the desire of the Supreme Lord. He understood the inner feelings of the Supreme Lord. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. So this is the difference between a materialist and pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. Even though he's so powerful, he considered himself to be powerless without Krishna's mercy, without Krishna's desire, or it says that without, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the providence. So everything, ultimately, Krishna is the ultimate controller, permitter, and the Supreme Lord bestows mercy unto the pure devotee, whereby he can deliver the entire world or the entire universe. One time when Srila Prabhupada was in the Philippines, he came one time for a visit, and he told Burijan Prabhu, I have a desire to liberate the entire universe, save the entire universe, not just this small world, planet Earth. He's thinking of the whole universe, not just like Advaita Acharya Prabhu we were hearing the other day, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Our acharyas can do that, definitely. But still, they depend on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. See, Prabhupada was ready. Before leaving India, he wanted to be sure that he is equipped with the Srimad Bhagavatam, first 3 volumes of the first canto. And Prabhupada says, I put everything in this first 3 volumes of the first canto, everything that we need to know. And then further on he says, I put everything, even in the first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then later on he says, I put everything in the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam for us to know. So, but here he's saying, how will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? Through his Bhaktivedanta purports. I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and most fallen. So this is the opposite of the materialist again. The materialist will always say, yes, it is because of me, because of my experience, because of my power, I can make a big change. Usually you'll hear this from politicians, promising that if you vote me, I will do everything. Yes, yes, yes. Everything is possible because of me. No, a pure devotee will never say like this. Everything is possible because of the Lord's mercy. He always considered himself unfortunate, even though he gives fortune to others. How can you give something that you don't have? Pure devotee is giving fortune, giving auspiciousness, if he is not in that category of able to give that auspiciousness to others. Unqualified. Pure devotee considered always himself to be unqualified. And whenever Srila Prabhupada will be praised and glorified, what will he say? It is only due to the mercy of my spiritual master. He never considered that, yes, it's because of me. So you always give the credit to his Guru Maharaj. The most fallen? Is he the most fallen? Of course not. He's the most advanced to the highest degree of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Yeah, they don't do anything without having guided. They don't do anything not having any inspiration from the Supreme Lord. They don't do anything knowingly that, yes, everything comes from you. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. So somehow, see here now, Srila Prabhupada was saying that I know my main purpose of coming here is because of you, so that I'll be able to spread Krishna consciousness as to confirm his Guru Maharaj Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada, and when he met first Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, immediately, without knowing who is this person, he told Prabhupada, our Prabhupada, because both of them are Prabhupada, he told Prabhupada, oh, you're a very intelligent boys or gentlemen. Why don't you preach this Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking world immediately? In Ultadanga Road. Have you been there? Oh, I can still feel when I enter that building. Oh, it's so powerful. This is where Prabhupada met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. By spiritual, by energy there, you can feel, especially when you go up. So when you enter, that's it. It's like you're entering, it's not Calcutta. It's a spiritual world. I had that feeling. And when you go up, small rooms, but each room is very special. You can feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada, our Prabhupada, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then when you go up, because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was preaching there, when this is where he met, that he says, my friend, he practically dragged me to see this sadhu, because Prabhupada is seeing sadhu every day because of his father. He will ask sadhus to come, and sometimes these sadhus are sadhus in daytime, but then nighttime is something else. So I've seen so many sadhus already. What can be the difference here? But Gaur Mohan De will ask the sadhus to bless his son to be a devotee of Srimati Radharani. And this place, somehow or other, by Krishna's mercy, we obtained that land. There are many holy places in Calcutta, by the way. So, he was saying here, somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. So somehow he knew Krishna's purpose for him to be Prabhupada to be there in America to speak. And what did Prabhupada says? Oh, I'm good in hearing, that's why I'm good in speaking. And even though when he was hearing in Radhakund the discourses of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because they were given option to go and visit the temples, but at the same time, Bhaktisiddhanta will speak. But Prabhupada, even though he says, sometimes, not sometimes, he's not able to understand, because the English of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is very elevated. But I stayed. And then at the time he was being asked, you should take initiation. So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was recommended for initiation, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yes, I remember him. He wants to hear. He always wanted to hear. So, but that hearing turns into remembering and then speaking. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure, as you like. O spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. And it's amazing also how Srila Prabhupada wrote his books. It is not meant for just the elites in the academic world, academia. It is meant for everyone, general class of people. The English is so easy to understand, huh? Unlike the books of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Oh boy, you need this size of dictionary by your side to understand what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying, but Prabhupada. So was that fulfilled? So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable. Speaking also is the book, reading the books. And as Srila Prabhupada says, I did not write these books. Krishna wrote these books. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. So this is the result. One will be in bliss by reading this transcendental message. Because, as Prabhupada said, it penetrates to the hearts of those who will hear them. Of those who will read Srila Prabhupada, automatically one will become purified. Automatically. Like here in Vrindavan, there are some genuine sadhus that when you hear them, your hearts become purified as well. But not as the way as Prabhupada, in a simple language, easy to understand, purification takes place immediately. It touches our hearts. But some in Vrindavan, not all of them, but some are not so genuine because they're there just as a profession. We call this professional katakar. That means, they're very well versed. They know the Shastra, they know many leelas of the Lord, but because their deliverance of the message is vested with selfish interest, and therefore it doesn't get through in the pure state that those who will listen or hear those messages with those personalities doesn't really purify one's heart. It's only for enjoyment, so to speak. They will hear the katha. There's so many books also, so many written by professional writers, but doesn't have so much effect as Srila Prabhupada's books. That ultimately one will become liberated from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Oh Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance, make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. This should be our mood as well. Oh Lord Krishna, I surrender unto you. I give you all my, whatever I have, everything, mind, body, words, and ultimately my very self. Please, you guide me. You give me the direction. You give me the way how I may able to please you. And you can do whatever you like. As Prabhupada says here, like a puppet. Puppet by the hands of the puppeteer. The puppet will move. If the puppet wanted to move the legs, then he will just pull the leg which is meant for the leg. If he wants to move the hands, he will just move it the way it is. So our mood also should be like this. Oh Lord Krishna, you please do whatever you wish for me to do. I don't have any, I will not refute it. I will not, reject it. And you just do whatever you like. How many kinds of personalities, or how many kind of that personalities like that? Very rare. But we will come to the point that we will make that decision also. To say, Krishna, you can do to me as you like. As you like. We've heard this phrase in Loy Bazaar many times. Oh Prabhu, this is so expensive. Oh, it's okay, as you like. Whatever as you like. You can pay as you like. For you, I don't make profit. Okay, you give as you like. This is Loy Bazaar. Huh? Yeah. It's not as you like. No, Prabhuji, no profit. I don't make profit for you. But then if you say something, oh no, Prabhuji, please give a little bit more. So it's not as you like. How can they, Prabhupada say, how can they survive? If you say, for you, I don't make profit. They have to make some profit. So we should be sold out. Hopefully that prayer that, Krishna, you can do as you like to me. I don't have any regrets. Please do it, There'll come a time that we will also come to the point of giving up everything for the Lord's pleasure and pure devotees' pleasure. Make me dance, make me dance, make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. Prabhupada is so humble. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti-Vedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti-Vedanta. This is the mood of a pure devotee. He doesn't say, yes, I'm a pure devotee. He will say, I'm not a devotee. I don't have any bhakti. I don't have any love. Others will say, yes, I'm a devotee of Lord Krishna. It's okay to be proud, to be a devotee of Lord Krishna, but we have to spread Krishna consciousness also. Not just be satisfied being a pure devotee. That's not a pure devotee. That's not the meaning of pure devotee. He's always eager, he's always in the mood of helping others. Even though he feels himself unqualified, but still his mood is always to give, always to help others in Krishna consciousness. I have no devotion. Prabhupada, no devotion. He is full of devotion. No knowledge, is very knowledgeable. But I have a strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. That is the crux. That's it. We have to have faith in the holy name. As that we heard the other day, Jiva Goswami says, one's advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on one's faith in the holy name. We've heard from Srila Prabhupada, one's advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on one's service attitude. Service attitude. Bhakti is not just external. It is more of internal. And it shows also. So not necessarily a person who's like showing so much energy to do service, but we don't know what is his interest. We don't know what he's doing when we are not with him. Or no, for Prabhupada there is no private life. It's like an open book. Everybody, his servants can see everything what's going on with Prabhupada. 24 hours. There's nothing to hide. And they can see from Prabhupada that he has so much love for the Supreme Lord. But I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. And very amazing, that praise. So we have to increase our faith in the holy name into this process of bhakti every day. Every day should be like we should be able to know also whether I'm advancing or not. But others sees more if I'm advancing or not. But we can tell also whether I'm advancing or not. It's given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Where if a hungry person, he eats morsels of grains, then he can feel that his hunger is gone and his energy, it becomes stronger and stronger. So similarly, we can also see whether we are advancing or not. If our taste for the chanting of the holy name increasing day by day. Or, no, this chanting doesn't work. I'm not going to chant for some time. But one will have. One time I saw a devotee. I met a devotee. And his hands is in the bead bag. And Prabhuji, you're chanting? Oh, yes. Can I see your beads? And there's no beads inside. There's no beads inside. It says, Prabhuji, what is this? And that's a fact. It's a fact. I'm not going to tell you a lie. There's no beads inside. Say, Prabhuji, how are you chanting? It's okay, I'm chanting with my fingers, no problem. And we can chant even without the beads. The beads is just there specifically so that we can be regulated and we know how many rounds we're chanting. But if we're chanting 24 hours, you don't need a bead, isn't it? And also, one of our present gurus says that the purity that when we do sing in the kirtan will depend on how we chant during the day and our japa. I know some devotees that like kirtan, but they don't chant their rounds. But they like kirtan. They may have, very melodious voice singing while singing, but they don't chant their rounds. So how much effect in our kirtan to the one who will hear the kirtan, it depends on how we chant our rounds during the day. That will show. Like Prabhupada, what? How many melodies we've heard from Srila Prabhupada? He chanted just, very pure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So simple. We don't have to, invent a new tune every other day. In Kirtan Mela, if you don't hear a new tune, that's not good. That's not good. No. And I've heard some of our kirtaniyas, they will hire an expert musician to compose the song, a melody of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and they will sing this, they will bring this in the Kirtan Mela or I've never heard of this before. This is very good, but I cannot follow this melody. Only like in the last 5 minutes of the Kirtan, I may be able to follow. Prabhupada is so simple, but so pure. And again, it enters into our heart. This is Prabhupada. I have been designated as Bhakti-Vedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti-Vedanta. Signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami, on board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, dated 18 September 1965. Do we think that actually Prabhupada is just saying this for the sake of, saying, no, actually Prabhupada is inside. He really meant it. It's there. He's feeling that. Like, what is it, para dukha dukhi. A Vaishnava is para dukha dukhi. He feels unhappiness when he sees others in distress or unhappy. So, when Bhaktivinoda Thakur will write, is he really like just saying it because for the sake of just saying, I am the most fallen, most unfortunate, I am the most unqualified, I am nothing? Actually, they do. They do. They really meant it, and they actually feel that way, even though they're not. That is the significance whereby, yes, Prabhupada says, I'm most unfortunate, insignificant, I'm unqualified, I have no devotion, I have no knowledge. But actually, it is the opposite, that they are. But they consider themselves to be, yes, I am nothing. It's only because of your mercy that you'll make me, you'll give me power, even though they're already powerful. They understood that the power actually has to come from Krishna. So we just read this poem, a very nice poem. Markini, Bhagavad Dharma, Teaching Krishna Consciousness in America. You have any points? Any questions? Here's the next one here. Any question? Any comments? Anything you want to add? Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. I was just thinking in relation to the last point there, how Prabhupada signs the most insignificant beggar.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, even though Srila Prabhupada's a great personality, but, from his position of going to America and having such a
The ordeal.
tremendous task.
The ordeal that he has to face and the
Like
big
this-
mission.
Yeah, such a huge mission and so many unknowns and being old and just recovering from 2 heart attacks and not knowing anybody and not having any money. He really probably felt like a beggar.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing, yet I'm needing to do so much. I need so much help. I need so much mercy and support
Yeah.
and empowerment.
Yeah.
And I'm just begging for that because what can I do here? An old man, not in
Yeah.
good health, in a foreign country with nothing.
You know the only thing that he's having? The strong faith in the holy name. The holy name, Krishna, no difference. He has so much faith in Lord Krishna here. And that's true, he got nothing. What, 40 rupees plus $20 for the first 3 volumes that was bought by Captain Pandya. Yeah? And trunk full of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like priceless. So actually, he's wealthy.
I would say he's not a beggar the way we think of beggar.
No.
Someone on the side of the street.
Yeah. No.
He's begging for the mercy.
Yes. That's the beggar. We should be that beggar also. That's why I was telling you, we should be in that mood as well. We're all beggars here. Not like in the street. Sometimes if someone dropped a rupee, he will throw it back to the person. I don't want your rupee. I want 10 rupees. He's begging and still he doesn't want. That's professional beggars. That's what you called. But Prabhupada says also we are professional beggars, isn't it? So begging. This is the last stage in order for us to attain love of God. Begging for the mercy, begging for the kripa. And how will Krishna give that for the who is begging? Again, we have to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, the predecessor acharyas. Read Srila Prabhupada's books, chant our rounds attentively without any offenses. And then if we beg, hope against hope, that Krishna will give. Still it's up to Krishna. As the prayer, Prabhupada says, it's up to you.
Depends on our sincerity.
Krishna only wants to see our sincerity, yes. Krishna doesn't see how much you're giving. Krishna sees also what we are keeping. So that is more important. What we are holding. Krishna sees more what we are holding. So the moment we give that up for Krishna's pleasure, for the spiritual master's pleasure, then again, hoping that Krishna will bestow upon us that mercy, that benediction. It's amazing. The process that we are right now is so amazing. If we consider every day what we're doing, how we'll be able to reach that goal is Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki! Hari Hari.